Hello. Hi everyone. Good evening. Good evening, T Pre Official. Good evening, Tolu 5 Alive. Hi. It's 5 o'clock and it's Cyber Stories time. Please tell your friends, send them this link, invite them to join. We're about to begin. Hi, good evening. Self discovery with Ini. How are you discovering yourself today? Good evening. Thank you, T Pre Official. Please invite your friends, let them know that we've started. Can you guys indicate if you can hear me properly, if my connection is great, or if there's any lag? Okay.
Hello, can you hear me? I can't hear you if you can hear me. Please
Hi,
confirm if you
Tolu.
can.
Hi, everyone. Good
All right.
evening. I see that the numbers have increased. Good evening, everybody.
Good
It's so good to
evening.
hear you guys. You couldn't hear me. I saw all your comments. I was going on and
Okay.
on, yapping on, not knowing that I could not be heard. Okay.
All right. Now
So
I can hear you.
awesome. I'm
I can't see you
trying
though.
to. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you
Okay, fantastic.
clearly.
All right, thank you. Okay, great. Thank you, Titi, for confirming. Sport Jesse Boss, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Okay,
if I can
great.
heil you,
Chef
everyone can
Yinka,
hear.
I believe you can hear me now. I think it's sorted. Chef Yinks, the Oluwatosin Osueke, fraudster. Wow, the fraudster. Interesting. I like your handle. Very exciting handle. The fraudster. Okay. All right. So, hi everyone. I want to welcome you to Lu. First of all, I trust that your day has been going well.
Been great so far.
Great, great, fantastic. Okay, we're supposed to have a guest on the show today. He's the one. I'm waiting for him to join. When he joins, we'll invite him to be the third person in this conversation. But before we begin, let's do a few introductions as we begin. So I'll introduce myself. Tolu will introduce himself, and then I will introduce the show, the initiative, and then we'll walk into what we're supposed to do today. My name is Uneku. Um, Many people call me Nex, Neks, and I actually don't mind it. Um, I'm in marketing. I work in marketing, marketing comms, and I've been working in marketing forever. Um, and at Wimika RMS, I lead the marketing efforts, and we are doing this social initiative project as part of promoting the Wimika RMS proposition. So I'm very excited for you to eventually find out what it is that we've been working on. So Tolu, over to you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tolu Akito, just as Next said, and I handle business development at Wimika RMS. Basically, what we do at Wimika is help people prevent themselves from being the next cyber fraud victim. Simple and short. We don't want you to cry anymore. So, um, this initiative on IG Live is to share people's experiences in cyber fraud and to learn from it. So we look at what has happened, then what should have been done to prevent it. Basically that, and how to recover from it.
All
So
right.
that tomorrow, if you get a similar format, you know what to do and what not to do.
Exactly.
Don't come and
Okay.
shalaye.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tolu. To add to that, this December, as we approach December and the festive season, we can already see a noticeable rise in the number of incidents, successful incidents. A lot of people have been getting seriously scammed. The
Yep.
other day, I was having a conversation
Cyber
with someone.
fraud is going to increase,
Yes, I was having
or it has
a
started
conversation with
increasing.
someone, and she told me that she just
Next,
clicked on, she didn't click on
stop
any
talking.
link.
I can't seem to hear you anymore.
Oh, can you cannot hear me?
Or is it me?
Hello. Wow, wow, wow. Something is wrong. Hold on. Hi. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Please, can you guys indicate in the chat? Oh, okay. Thank you. You can
Oh,
hear me. So yeah. So I was saying that
I can't
someone was telling
hear.
me.
I
Yes.
can't
Thank you.
hear
Okay. So
anyone.
Luis, your
Can I just
connection. Your
hop out
connection
and
has
hop back
been
in?
scammed. Yeah.
Oh,
All
you
right. So
can
someone
hear
was
me?
telling me.
Wow.
Yes, we can hear you.
I
We can
think
hear
I
you.
have been cocooned into a place that I can't hear anyone. So I'm going to hop out and hop back in.
Okay.
If you can hear me
Super.
next.
Lovely. No problem. So I was saying that I was somewhere and someone said she didn't get it wasn't, she just got an email. She had tried to do a transaction. So she got a transaction, a receipt, sorry, an invoice or something. So she clicked on the invoice to process her payment. So her payment was processed. The money was taken in addition to an extra 400,000 naira taken in 2 installments of 200,000 naira each. These things, somehow, we don't take them as seriously until it happens to someone we know, someone close to us, or it happens to us. But I think that's what we're trying to avoid with these conversations. Now, as we approach, as I said, December, the number of successful fraud incidents seem to have been going up. And in response to that situation, Wimika RMS Technologies, which is an insurtech startup, has launched a social impact project to empower people who are vulnerable against cyber fraud, especially here in Nigeria. Our initiative is titled, or it's called, the Stronger Together Against Cyber Fraud Initiative. Through this initiative, we're hoping to raise awareness for or against cyber fraud. We're trying to educate people and provide access to helpful resources as well as support that altogether would minimize the likelihood of successful fraud incidents, as well as enable very quick recovery from situations. So we are doing this initiative until about the middle of December, and that's why we're trying to get as many people to hear about this as possible. Through this social impact project, we are providing guidance, we're providing resources in the form of educational resources, in the form of expert knowledge. We've gone ahead to partner with the Nigerian Police Force, FCCPC, which is in consumer protection, mental health awareness experts, and so on, to be able to help deal with the consequences of this issue and be able to provide the right amount of support for people who have experienced or who are trying to prevent themselves from experiencing cyber fraud. We're hoping to also teach people effective measures which they can take to protect themselves. As part of this initiative, we launched a helpline. We started a community, and we're hosting this show weekly, every Sunday at 5 o'clock, where people share real life stories about their situations. And today we have someone with us who I'm going to now invite. I'm going to now invite him to join and introduce himself and tell us a little bit more about what his situation is. He very recently had a case of successful fraud incident, and we're trying to work with him through that process to ensure that he gains some type of closure. Tolu, I can see you. Can you hear us now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right. So his name is Mohammed, our guest, Mohammed. Mohammed, can you hear? I can see that you have joined, but I cannot see your face. Are you on the call? Can we at least hear your voice if you can? Some connection issues there. Okay. So Mohammed, as I was saying, did lose some money recently in a transaction. And so we want to talk to him to get to know a bit more about exactly what happened. If you just give me a moment, I would re-invite him to join the live. Yes. Mohammed, I've invited you. If you can hear me, please accept. Great.
More money.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. Sorry, let me just program my camera.
Okay, cool.
Mohammed is already spending money in Abuja.
Okay. Mohammed, while we wait for you, let me say hello to everyone who has joined. I can see Tega. Hi, Tega. I see Fumi Martins.
Oh,
I see Romy, the video guru. Yemi Bass. Lara Martha. Hi, everyone, and thank you very much for joining. Please ask your friends to join in the live as we discuss this. I want to believe everyone has known someone who has lost some money. So we don't want to be victims. Mohammed, are you
Yeah,
there?
hello. Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon. Oh, good evening. Sorry.
Okay,
good
good
evening.
evening. Okay, so
Yes.
I will
How?
walk through your introductions and then Tolu will take you through the questions about really how this happened. So, Mohammed, can
Okay.
we get to know you a little bit? Can you tell us some things about yourself, what you do, just anything you're comfortable to share?
All right. My name is Hussein Mohammed Olaleko. I'm into event management, also a model, and I do. I'm also a businessman. If that's fine.
That's fine. That's fine. So, Tolu, you want to take him through?
All right, Mohammed, aka More Money.
The money way they don't come out, I mean, the one way remain.
Ah,
Yes.
well, let bygones be bygones. Let's start
Uh,
on a fresh note. Okay,
oh, okay,
so
Tolu.
right, we will call the new money into your life. Okay, so
Okay.
quick. I'll just run you through a few questions.
Okay.
Okay, can you just give us a background story into how or what happened to you?
Okay. Thank you, Tolu. So basically, this is not the first time this is happening, anyways.
Well,
The first time this happened, um, I think I was on my way from Calabar. I was on my way from Calabar. I guess it's a day to inauguration. So
Okay.
suddenly, I was at the park trying to book a ride, and the next thing was an alert coming into my phone. I was like, whoa, what happened? I didn't initiate this transaction. So going back to my SMS to check what the alert that came in, I saw an alert of like 18,000 naira.
well,
Okay.
Then afterwards, another 18,000 naira.
well.
So
Wow.
what I did instantly was to pick up my ATM card, call the customer care line behind my ATM card. So when she picked, I said, I didn't. There was an alert that I just received now, and it's saying web purchase. I said I didn't initiate that transaction. How did it happen? So she said I should give her a few minutes for her to check. Okay, so after she checked, she got back to me to say that my card has been used, has been compromised. Did I give anybody my card? I said no. I've never given anybody my card. For no reason, my card has always been at the back of my phone or in my wallet. So, and I told her immediately, please, can you block that card immediately? So she blocks the card. So, I was having some free monies at that time. I didn't even bother about it. So after she blocked the card, I stopped using the card. I stopped using any card for a period of I think 3 to 4 months.
Wow.
So when the pressure of network was becoming too much, and I would have to sometimes I would want to transfer, and the network would say and it's not going through. So all those things, and sometimes I might just need a few cash, and I can't have access to it. I just told my wife, okay, you know what? Let me go and pick up this ATM card. Since she's also having an issue with her ATM. I guess her own expired. So when we got to the bank, we picked up this card, and
New card now.
yeah, new card now. the card, I told her, I said, I hope that this time around it won't be the same story. So when we picked the card, after like 3 weeks, that was so someone paid some money into my account that I was supposed to pay out.
Okay.
So what that happened was the money came in around 10 in the night. So yeah, the money came in around 10 in the night, but I was doing something on my system, so I could not transfer the money to the person that night. So he called me. I told him it was raining actually. I told him, don't worry, the next morning you're going to get it first thing in the morning. So I left the phone charging in the sitting room. I was inside the other room.
The other room.
Only
The
for
other room.
me, the other room. So only for me to wake up around 5 for my prayers. I just said, let me just check my phone and see if there were messages that came in the night. I saw two pending messages that I didn't read. I said, okay, let me check. Maybe it's MTN trying to send me all those crap. Only for me to open, I saw an alert of 50, I think 52,000, 58,000, 58,750. When I opened that, I said, and I checked it, I saw that it was a web transfer. Web purchase. I said, web purchase again. How did this thing happen? Go enter my phone, they carry money. So I checked the other alerts. The same amount, close to, I think the total amount that was removed, that was used for the purchase was like 115. Yeah, thereabout. Baba, that prayer, I just said, man, this one that money is disappearing in my account again. Let me go and tell God first. I just
Oh
don't
God.
go pray. Say, Baba God, even I say something they happen. So I could not sleep. My wife was sleeping, and I didn't want to tell her. I didn't want to wake her to tell her what happened. I just said, okay, let me wait till morning. So first thing that I did was once it was 7, I quickly rushed to the ATM. Okay, before then, I opened my app because it was a Stanbic IBTC. I opened my app. I froze my account immediately.
Well,
Yeah, so I froze my account immediately. So after doing that, I said, I'm not still comfortable, because I was thinking this one that the money is just going. Maybe they can still remove the money. So once it was 7 o'clock, I just rushed to the nearest ATM to go and
remove
block
all the money.
the card. Yeah,
Okay.
so I blocked the card. So I said, okay, what is the next move for me to make? So once it was 8, my spirit still never rests. I said, even with these steps that I took, let me still enter bank and get to find out what happened.
All right.
And immediately I got to the bank. I met the care. I said, no, I don't need to talk to. I don't need customer care. This is not customer care's issue. I need to talk to the head of operations in the bank.
Yeah.
So immediately this lady came out. I explained what happened to her. She said, okay, fine. The first thing to do was the right thing to do was what I did initially, but
Yeah.
now I would have to write a letter to them, and that letter, once I've written the letter, they will have to send it to their head office in VI. and it will take some days. I said, that again? I said, madam, you are not telling me what I want to hear. This one that I will have to write the letter. In fact, where is the head office in VI? I will need to go and see whoever that's in that VI. So she told me their head office is at Water Carrington, very close to American Embassy. So what I did was, okay, immediately got home, took my bath, and head to their head office. When I got to their head office, the same thing happened. I met the customer care. I told the customer care, I want to see the head of operations. So after I saw a woman came out again, I explained what happened to her. So she said they're very sorry about what happened, that I will still have to write a letter. I said, all these letters that you are telling me to write, me, I'm not in tune with writing letter. I want to know what happened. I can't just put my money in my account and the next thing, money is disappearing. You are telling me to write a letter. She now said, okay, I should calm down, that they are going to look into it, but I should still write letter. I said, letter. I said, this letter will go right down today. So I wrote the letter. Yes.
Great.
I wrote the letter. I wrote the letter and I submitted the letter to them. They now said that they are going to get back to me, I think, after a week. So I left the bank and I came back home. So my phone was having network issue. My other Samsung that I was using, it was having network issue. So I had to get a smaller phone. Do you get? So when I got the smaller phone, they sent a message to me that my complaint has been logged in. That the next thing is they are looking into it, that they will get back to me. I wasn't satisfied with their correspondence, with the way they are sending me. Just I needed more explanation. So the next thing I did was I copied that reference code that they used to send me message. I now went to their site. I got their email, customer care, whatever email. I sent them a mail. They replied me to say that they do not identify the reference code that I sent, that they tried looking for the reference code for the case, that they can't have access to it. I said, really? Then I now stated what happened on the date that the transaction happened, the reference number of the transaction, and I think the time. I detailed everything. I sent a mail to them. So they sent a mail back to me saying that they are looking into it. It will have to take another 14 days after my complaint. So we've been on it. Several mails have been flying back and forth. Yeah, 14 days. Which because that transaction was reported on the 13th, because it happened on the midnight of on the 12th. So on the 13th was when I reported it. So they sent a mail to me day before yesterday, I guess 2 days back. Yeah. With their investigations findings, to say that, okay, my card was compromised, and that my card was compromised, and they got to know that it was my card that was used for that purchase. That they are still investigating. That for now, they have contacted the merchant and the person that and the place where the card was used, that they are still trying to see how they can recover my money. But to be honest with you, bro, I'm not satisfied with this cock and bull stories that they are telling me. All I needed was just for them to refund my money. That's all. I don't need all these stories of merchant or all that. If at all, that should be their own business, not mine. Beg your pardon. I didn't do what I did. I didn't do any crime to put money in my account. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And they are a reputable organization. For me, it's just for my money to for them to refund my money. However, whichever way they want to do it, however way they want to do it, please let them go ahead and do it. I just need a refund at this point.
Wow.
Wow. All
This is
right.
great.
This I feel your pain. I feel your pain totally. I mean, to wake up. I mean, for you to have first lost money the first time and
The
stop
second time.
using the ATM card, only for you to now go back because
4 months
you have,
later.
yeah,
Yeah.
months later, then this would not happen. So I can totally understand that. Hey, um the pain that you are feeling, that you'll be saying to yourself, shey I kuku didn't want to do this before.
I
Abi?
swear down. I swear down. I swear down. And with this economy, as economy tie up like this, maybe they come out that kind of money. You know,
Oh my
it's crazy.
goodness. Actually, I think that's even the worst part. The fact that someone thinks that they deserve your money more than you do. You know.
Yeah.
Yes, no.
That's the
Ah,
crazy part. I wanted
Okay,
to
okay.
know from you, if Tolu, if you don't mind. I mean, if outside of the bank, outside of the bank, have you spoken to anyone about this? Does your wife know? Does the police know? Does anyone else know?
Baba, that my wife, on there, now he pay me fast because it gets to, I think, 2 days to that day. She actually started requesting money from me, which I told her, babe, I don't get money. Oh.
Hey,
Do you understand? I don't get money because the money was not for me
yeah,
actually, and she won't understand. Do you understand? You know, women when they see money, they just believe that it's your own. So I actually told her. So when I told her that XYZ money was removed from my account, she said, "How? But you said you don't have money." They come to say, "She come to use me do yeah." Say, "I go
oh
catch you."
God,
No evidence.
I swear to Almighty God.
oh
You
my
know,
God,
so she was like, the money where you not give me, at least they don't come what time now. So
Wow.
now, and God
that's
don't catch
crazy.
me. That was exactly what she told me. You know,
Wow.
she wasn't feeling my pain. And immediately after that happened, I think I have a friend that works with in the banking sector. So immediately when it happened, before I got to the bank, because the guy was staying beside me, he told me, okay, go to the bank, just calm down, go to the bank, whatever they say, just request that you want to see the head of operations, and you explain. And because if you tell them you want to see the manager is a marketer. Do you
Yeah.
understand? So just ask of the head of operations. And he also gave me, I think he also gave me,
Oh.
Did we lose him?
Uh, I think
uh,
he's back now.
did you get what I said?
No.
He gave you what? We lost you for a second there.
Okay, he gave me some email address of organizations, I think fraud intelligence unit, and to also copy CBN in my mail. So all this time, we're just trying to be careful not to, because we want to see the investigation outcome, so that we can flag it up, we can blow everything up, and copy the fraud intelligence unit in our mails, so that they can see the trail of mails we've sent, and they can see what how the process started till this point. Do you understand? So after I got their response, I've not met him, to be honest. So we've not sat together. So
Review.
one day I was just going through my phone. Then I came. I came across this platform. I said, okay, since I'm going through the same thing, I think this is a very, very good channel to follow through.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much
You're welcome.
for sharing your story. And for everyone listening, as you have heard, as far as we know, our brother here didn't do anything wrong, nothing out of place. I mean, he's gone about carrying on with his own business, minding his own business, doing his own thing. So if I can give you an insight to what has happened in the background, it might help you understand better where you are and where the bank's position is. I'm not going to say I do realize that this might pinch a bit, and I'm not trying to be insensitive to
Okay.
what has happened to you. So first of all, okay, if your card has been used online, right? Probably your details has been harvested from a site that you might have used. You
Okay.
might I mean there are many websites, many do you do online purchases?
With your
Not at
card.
any time. Not at any time.
Wow.
Not at any time. Except I think that was the like years back when I used to probably pay for DSTV.
Okay.
Do you understand? Subscription. Yeah. And after, but I can tell you for a fact, this card that I collected, I have never used it online for anything because I'm very, very careful
Okay.
when it comes to my card.
Transaction.
So that's for
Okay.
once.
I mean, I
And you,
understand that.
yeah,
Sorry.
and
I'm gonna,
have you okay, next, go ahead, please.
no, I'm gonna say that just when it happened to me, I didn't use my card. That particular account I used to use for, you know, things that are emergencies, something like that. So even though I had a card for that account, I never really used it. In fact, I didn't have internet banking. I didn't have download the app because I didn't want, I wanted it to really be for emergencies.
Yeah.
So when it happened to me and I saw that transactions were happening on that account, I was surprised. So to his point, you might not have used the card online. However,
Okay.
there are people who see that I don't think maybe my password was not strong enough. That someone was able to guess my CVV or whatever. There are some people, that's all they do. They wake up in the morning, and that's their KPI for themselves. They just want to hack someone. So they keep
Yes.
trying.
All right. So thank you next for sharing that. So there are a plethora of ways in which your credentials might have been gotten, all which is basically not your fault. Let me ask another question. Have you ever used the POS with your with that card, with that new card?
Yes.
Okay.
Of
Because
course, yes.
evidence has shown that at POS terminals, some POS operators, right, actually take a picture or get one's details. Okay. So there are various ways in which hackers get your credentials, right? And once it has been gotten, they sell it around. That is on one side. Now, for the bank to be able to refund your money,
Yeah.
right? They have to prove beyond any reasonable doubt that this man making this complaint is not complicit in the act itself. And how would they prove it? Okay, it's your card, it's your credentials. I need everybody listening to understand one thing. The bank's perimeter the security that the bank provides for your account is it's with for their servers. It covers all their in quotes assets. Now, all of us that hold devices that go around doing banking transactions, we are outside that perimeter. The bank needs us to be responsible for what we do on our devices and what we do on the internet, because the security they have does not cover our actions online. And that is why I'm not speaking for the bank, it's just that I understand what has happened. That is why when we go to the bank to complain for this, and they look at the kind of fraud. So take for instance now, it could have well been that, I'm not saying this is what you did, but some people can do this, give their credentials to somebody far away. I mean, I know I've given my credentials to my friend's wife to do transactions, right?
Yeah.
And that's because they are close to me. They've done several transactions. I just give them my my card pin, my card number. Do what you want to do. Sometimes they put money inside my card so that they can use to shop online, right? Now, if I go to the bank and say that that transaction that just happened now, I can't explain it. It is it is exactly the same thing that has happened to you. Only that it was me that gave my credentials out. You did not give your credentials out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So if I hear that you got your money back, I can well go to the bank and say that, oh, that my transaction that my friends wife did, I don't know anything, or my card was with me, because my card was with me. And
Yeah.
that is why they would investigate and investigate tire. They cannot prove that you were not part of it. And that is where their problem is. That do we give Mohammed this money back? Do we give him? If we give him, he's going to open a floodgates. And that is where they are stuck. Honestly, my brother.
Everyone will start coming with their own.
Everybody with their own story. Yeah. So you are the honest victim. People will not get honest intention. They will flood the banks because it's something they can easily do. So I understand where the problem is, but I like what you've done. You have reported, right, and you've taken the right steps. Now, it's sad that the banks are not skilled at digital forensics. That's not their core competence, right? That's not what they do for a living. They do banking, not cyber fraud forensics, right? So there's a limit to where they will get to, and it's sad to note that this case, they are just going to take us round and round and round and round and round and round in circles.
Yeah, because
a lot of
because by the time the 2 weeks are over, whoever took the money would have finished spending it and looking for the next victim.
Is that same day? Oh, Mohammed is not. I don't think he's.
He may have dropped off the call.
Oh, he's. I think he's not. He's in a bad network spot.
Okay. Well, let's keep going. Yeah. I think he'll join back. I'm looking out for his request.
Okay. So essentially, that's the sad part of this kind of fraud. But notably, the banks can always trace where the that transaction came from, right? And if there's any, if it's on the shores of Nigeria, it's easier for them to, they can make an arrest, they can do a prosecution. So Mohammed will still have to report to the police, like he has said that he has copied the force criminal investigation Intelligence Department, FCID, right? And our friends in the police force, trust me, they are on top of this kind of matter, right? Because I've spoken to quite a number of intelligent officers there, and the thing is that people don't report, right?
Mm.
They don't report,
Mm. Mm.
right?
Mm.
Yeah, because I mean, you're
Mm.
just thinking that. Well, the few that report, well, they will have to tell us their own stories, right? For us to get clarity on what has
Yeah.
transpired, right? And when you are reporting, what kind of evidence are you bringing forward for them to know? Because, I mean, how many weeks has gone past right now, right? Things have changed. Scammers are not waiting. They are not
Yeah.
playing around.
Yeah.
Their
Yeah.
identities are always morphing into this and that. Maybe the
Yeah.
line that they use today, they've changed it. So
Of course.
if
Yeah.
the,
But I
if the
wanted to ask you, Tolu, if you could touch on the sort of evidence in the case of Mohammed, the sort of
yes,
evidence that would be required for his
okay,
particular case, as much as you know.
okay. So as much as we've heard, right, he's reported to the bank. The bank has told him that it's an online transaction,
Web
right? They've traced it
purchase,
to
yes.
a web. Yeah, it's a web purchase. They've traced it to the vendor or whoever was behind that.
Yeah.
Now, he can request for that information. That give me that information. Chibi is my own
From the bank.
it's from the bank. Yes, you can request for it, right? And make it then link carry that information to the force. I mean to the police, right? This person, this person, this once you have or go to the police, make a complaint, then the police will request for that detail. If they don't if they don't release it to Mohammed, they will release it to the police.
Hmm. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So for all my brothers, that means, do you understand? Right? The moment you follow through with the police, they will give the police that information, and the police has a cyber fraud investigation unit, right? That they can trace, because that's their job. They can trace digital transactions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every single thing that we do online has digital footprints that it leaves. Yeah, it leaves crumbs behind. But I mean, the hotter it is, the better it is. Once the
Yeah.
trail goes cold,
What it yeah. Yeah.
it becomes more difficult for us to investigate. Look at me saying us to investigate, like I'm part of the police.
Your haircut resembles their own now.
Ah, all right. So that is what
Yeah.
typically happens. The
So
hotter
that's right.
the case, I mean, the hotter the trail is, the better it is for you to get some form of recovery. So, if he had reported to the police and the police requested for that transaction detail, stands a better chance of getting the. I mean, even right now, I don't think all hope is
No,
lost. If he
I
does
don't
still
think so.
request, if he
Mm.
does still ask the police to request for that, the details is there. But what they will meet at the other side of the investigation is what we don't know. I mean, for scammers, they are always
Yeah,
morphing.
yeah.
So that person
But
might
we can at
what?
least try. We can at
Yes,
least try. Yeah.
yes,
And we should try.
and
So I was going to say that the truth is that excuse me, the ecosystem is not designed for people who lose small amounts of money, and I mean small in relative terms. For example, if the bank if this customer had been someone whose bank balance was running an entire branch, they will not give him his money back immediately. He wouldn't even need to talk too much, right? So that is a problem. So I know they will not be burdened with they will not be coming up with stories about not being digital forensic experts or any of those stories. immediately they would not even want to hear. They will just give him back. And I think that
Okay, so on that note,
yes,
we will have to get a bank to come and explain to
yes,
us
I completely
how
agree
deep,
with that. A
how
bank
deep.
or a banker. Yes,
Yeah.
please. I think on our next story, because there are lots of losses. In my case, I was very fortunate, extremely fortunate. I don't know any, I only know one person in Utah, America, and she doesn't need my money. So why he would take 65,000 naira from me is what I don't know. So,
Wow.
but in my case, there was a holding period before the funds were released. So as I went to the bank the following day, thankfully it was not a weekend, I was able to get my refund in within I think 7 or 8 days, right? So
Mhm.
thankfully the transaction didn't go through. But unfortunately, in Mohammed's case, that's not the case. He has lost the money, the money that was not his own originally, and
Yeah.
and now that yes. So I have a few questions and a few as we're trying to wind down. I mean, in the next about 10 minutes or so, we should be over with this. So, in my question would be that if Mohammed, um, if there was a product, right, which could help ensure money in the bank, because you had mentioned earlier that the bank is designed to secure their own ecosystem, they're self-preserving, they're
Yes. Their own
self-preserving.
capital.
So
Yeah.
they're not thinking or they're not planning for us. We have to preserve our own selves. I know, for instance, that they insure cash. They insure their
Yes.
own cash. So even when there's a bank robbery, they tell their staff not to, don't argue with the robbers, just leave them, let them take the money. So you know they don't lose lives. I know that in some cases I've heard that from bankers. So if they are protecting themselves, if there was a product that I could use to protect myself, right, and insure my money, I would have really liked to hear from Mohammed. This money was not his money.
Yeah.
So would he have protected the person's money? Or would it have been okay that, okay, he had money, his own money, which he had protected or insured in this case, which in the case of this loss, he would have given, return to the person who okay, Mohammed is asking to join. This is the perfect time. Mohammed, you're in now. So my question would have been, if you had to protect your own money, would you have would you have gone ahead to insure your own money? And in the case like this, it was a transitionary transaction, something that came in and was leaving. It wasn't like your savings. Would you have preferred to protect your money and then be able to refund that person? Would you have done that? Or because it's not your money, you would have just stuck it through this investigation? That's number one. I want to hear from you about that. And number two, if you've not officially spoken to the police, is this something I don't know if you listened to what Tolu had said about requesting for proper evidence. Is this something that you can go ahead and do to ensure that, we see this process through, because the trail is still hot? So, Mohammed, over to you.
All right. So I didn't get your first question correctly, but then the second question that you talked about going to the police and reporting it. No, I have not done that. Of course, I would love to do that. I would love to do that because I would love a situation whereby I want to see the person that actually took that money from or used my card to to get
Yeah,
something online. I would like the person to be arrested. Do you understand?
yeah.
So, if at all, I would love to do that. I would love to
Okay,
go and report to the police.
okay.
Yeah.
What I actually asked is that the evidence that Tolu, I don't know if you heard, but he said that there are specific things you can ask the bank for. For example, if you can get them to provide the evidence of transaction with that online platform, the platform where you shop from. Tolu Not if you agree. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
So where the trail of that transaction, money left your account from this on this day, and it went to this account, this platform. There is somebody behind that platform. All they have to do is give the details, right? The bank will give the police that detail, because everybody is traceable. Your money did not go into heaven. Your money went
Yeah,
into another bank account.
of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So
it's
yeah. So that's one thing, one piece of evidence that you need to pursue. Secondly, I was asking if there was a way, if, for example, there was something you could, there was so, if there was a
If
way
there
that you
was,
could protect your own income, your own savings.
yeah,
Sorry. If there was a way you could protect your own money in your bank account, is that something you
yeah,
would do? Would you, for just for like just in case, maybe based on your experience now? So you know, Tolu had mentioned that the banks ensure they protect themselves. They have ways of protecting their infrastructure and all their stuff. If you, having had this experience, has money that is important in the bank, if it was maybe you had to maybe insure it because the banks insure their own cash. If you had to do, is that something that you would do to
of
avoid a
course.
situation like this?
Yeah, of course. At this point, I don't trust the banks because, to be honest with you, I'm even feeling like it's someone in the bank that
Hmm.
actually connived for this to happen. Even the banks now, even the bank is a suspect. Even the bank now, all of them are suspects. So as they are not trusting me with whatever I've said to them, I shouldn't be trusting them because this is the second time this is happening. So if at all there is a platform like that I can ensure my money, why not?
Okay. All right. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed listening to you. Okay, Tolu, before we wind down, over to you.
one last question, please. Mohammed, is it the same bank that you used the first incident and the second incident?
Yes, boss. Yes.
Yeah, same bank.
Some. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm. Same bank.
All right.
So
Yeah.
first, I
Simba.
want to thank you very much for sharing so well with us. I know that
Thank
behind
you,
the
man.
scenes, we've been working with you, engaging with you, and asking you the right questions. But I was very grateful
Of
that you
course.
came here to share. Like Tolu said, a lot of people don't share. They feel some type of shame. In our experience, we've observed they feel some type of shame when these things have happened to them. But there's no shame. When you're not the one who stole someone's money, why are you ashamed?
Now my
And
money that they carry
the
you.
yes, the more we keep quiet, the more we keep quiet, the more
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
it gets
continue
stronger.
to perpetuate, which is why we are stronger together. So
Yes.
now
Of course.
we're holding your hands and we're stronger together in this fight against cyber fraud. It's together. So the resources you didn't have, we have, and vice versa. So together, we will put our heads together to see how far we can go in this investigation and see what the end would look like. It has been
All
an
right.
absolute pleasure listening to you. If there are any questions at this time, we'll take them in the comments in the chat box. But if there if there are no questions, we want to say thank you very much for everyone who has logged in and everyone who has listened. Please drop a note of encouragement in the chat box for Mohammed. Let him feel like he's not alone. Even though you cannot give him his money back, at least let him feel better, about, let him feel better because, it's a hard place to be in.
Yes, it
Um,
is.
so I want to just encourage everyone. We're doing something very good here. We feel very convinced that we are onto something. So please support us by following us, talking to people about what we're doing, inviting us to talk to communities that you belong to. Let's share a few tips with them. If you have aged parents who maybe belong in some communities and they're wary of digital payment issues, let us talk with them. Please invite us and let us engage with them because we know that together we are stronger. When we come together, when people receive knowledge, when there's knowledge transfer, we now build some fortification against cyber fraud. So please join our community. If you check the link in our bio, there's a way to join our community. It's on WhatsApp. Tell your friends, join us. We don't spam. We just share helpful content. We'll be very happy to have you guys. So thank you all so much. It's been great spending Sunday evening with you, and we look forward to seeing you next week Sunday, where we'll bring another exciting episode your way. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And we'll
Tolu,
tell
say
you
your
more about
goodbyes,
what
and
has happened.
Mohammed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you,
Thank
Mohammed.
you.
Tolu, I didn't hear what you said.
I said next week Sunday too. We'll tell you more things that have happened on the investigation. Next
All
steps that
right.
we take.
Actually, yeah,
Right.
All
that
right.
would be cool. All right, thank you guys, and have a good
All right.
evening.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Thank
Mohammed.
you
good
so
I'll
much.
evening.
talk to your wife.
No. All right. Thank you.
All right,
All
cheers.
right.
Yeah.
Bye. Oh, Tolu, it's been real.
Yeah.
So see you
Yes, it
next
is.
Sunday. See you
Thank
next
you.
Sunday.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. 2 minute hug.